In the heart of the Igbo village of Oka, nestled among ancient forests and meandering streams, a chilling legend whispered through the trees. It was a story of forbidden love, a tale of yearning that defied the natural order and awakened dark forces. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, eerie shadows over the village, the elders would gather the children around, their voices low and somber. For this was the story of Ndidi, a woman whose love for her husband transcended death and the tragic events that ensued. Ndidi and Onwuka's love was the envy of Oka. Their union was like the sweet harmony of a well-played flute and drum. Ndidi, with her radiant beauty and kind heart, was the jewel of the village. Her laughter, like the tinkling of bells, brought joy to all who heard it. Onwuka, tall and strong, was her steadfast rock, known for his gentle spirit and unwavering devotion. Their days were filled with shared tasks and quiet moments of intimacy. In the mornings, Ndidi would rise before the dawn, her movements graceful as she prepared their morning meal. She would cook yam porridge flavored with utazi leaves, a dish Onwuka cherished. Nkem, she would call, her voice tender, "Your food is ready." Onwuka, his eyes filled with love, would reply,
"Thank you, my heart."
They walked their fields together, their hands moving in unison as they tended to their crops. In the evenings, they would sit outside their thatched huts, watching the sun set over the verdant hills. During the New Yam festival, they danced under the full moon, their bodies moving as one to the rhythm of the drums. Their love was evident in every glance, every touch, every shared breath. But fate, with its cruel hand, had other plans. One fateful afternoon, as the dark clouds gathered ominously over the village, Ndidi and Onwuka went to the river to wash their clothes. The water, swollen from recent rains, was deceptively calm. As Ndidi scrubbed a cloth against the smooth stone, she slipped and fell into the river's icy grip. "Onwuka, help me!" Her voice, a desperate plea, was barely audible over the roaring water. Without a second thought, Onwuka plunged into the river after her. He fought against the strong currents, his muscles strained as he reached for her hand. He managed to grasp it, but a powerful surge of water pulled him under. Ndidi was saved, but Onwuka was lost forever, his body claimed by the merciless river. The village mourned the loss of Onwuka, but none felt the pain as deeply as Ndidi. She was a shadow of her former self, her vibrant spirit dimmed by grief. She wandered through Oka, her eyes vacant, her heart shattered. "Why did you leave me, Onwuka?" she would whisper to the wind, her tears falling like rain. Her despair grew, consuming her every waking moment. She could not eat, she could not sleep. The villagers watched her with sorrow, knowing that her heart was broken beyond repair. In her desperation, Ndidi recalled the old stories of Agadi, the witch who lived in the forbidden forest of Eke. It was said that Agadi could summon the dead, but at a terrible cost. Driven by her longing to see her beloved once more, Ndidi decided to seek out the witch, ignoring the warnings of the villagers. The forest was dense and foreboding, its path overgrown and hidden by shadows. Ndidi pressed on, her heart pounding with fear and hope. The air grew colder, and the trees seemed to whisper secrets as she ventured deeper into the darkness. At last, she came upon a clearing where a dilapidated hut stood surrounded by strange symbols carved into the ground. Agadi emerged from the hut, a hunched figure draped in tattered clothes, her eyes gleaming with a malevolent light.
"You seek your husband's spirit,"
Agadi rasped, her voice like the rustle of dry leaves.
But the price is high, and once summoned, he may not be as you remember.
Blinded by her grief, Ndidi agreed to Agadi's terms. Under the light of a waning moon, Agadi performed the dark ritual. The air crackled with sinister energy as the witch chanted incantations, her voice growing louder and more intense. Ndidi, her heart heavy with anticipation and fear, watched as a ghostly figure began to materialize from the shadows. The spirit of Onwuka emerged, at first appearing as the loving husband she remembered. For a brief blissful moment, Ndidi felt whole again. Onwuka's spirit embraced her, his touch cold but familiar.
Nkem, I have missed you,
he whispered, his voice a haunting echo of its former warmth. They spent their days as they had before, tending to the land and sharing quiet moments of love. But something was different. The warmth that had once filled their home was replaced by an eerie chill. Onwuka's laughter grew hollow, his eyes dark and distant. He began to speak in strange tongues, disappearing into the forest at night. As the days turned into weeks, the village of Oka began to suffer. The crops withered in the fields, children fell ill with strange ailments, and a palpable darkness settled over the land. The villagers, once vibrant and full of life, now moved like ghosts. Whispers of a curse spread, and all eyes turned to Ndidi and her unnatural reunion. The elders of the village, fearing the wrath of the spirits, demanded that Ndidi banish the ghost of her husband.
This darkness will consume us all,
they warned. But Ndidi, blinded by her love, refused to listen. She could not bear to lose Onwuka again, and even if it meant the destruction of her village. Realizing the true nature of what she had unleashed, Ndidi sought Agadi once more.
What have I done?
She cried, her voice breaking with despair. Agadi's laughter was a harsh, grating sound.
You have brought a restless spirit into the world of living. His soul is corrupted, and so is your love.
Determined to save her village and to redeem herself, Ndidi confronted Onwuka's spirit.
Onwuka, this must end,
she said, tears streaming down her face. But the spirit that was once her husband was now a creature of darkness. His eyes, once filled with love, were now voids of malice. In a final tragic battle, Ndidi sacrificed herself to banish the spirit, hoping to bring peace to her beloved Oka. As she lay dying, her last thoughts were of the love she had shared with Onwuka, a love that had transcended even death. The village slowly recovered, but the tale of Ndidi and Onwuka became a cautionary legend. It was a story of love, so deep it defied death, and the terrible price of defying the natural order. The villagers of Oka never forgot the lessons of Ndidi's story, and the forbidden forest of Eke remained a place of mystery and fear. The story of Ndidi and Onwuka is more than a tale of love and loss. It is a powerful reminder of the consequences of defying the natural order. Love, though strong and unyielding, must respect the boundaries set by life and death. Ndidi's tragic journey teaches us that in our deepest moments of grief, we must seek solace and healing with the living, for tampering with the supernatural can lead to dire consequences. In the end, Ndidi's love for Onwuka was pure, but her actions, driven by grief and desperation, brought suffering to herself and her village. Her story remains a cautionary tale in Oka, a reminder that true love endures not by defying death, but by cherishing life. Hi, you made it this far, so thank you so much for sticking around till the end. If you enjoyed the story, please do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button. Also, please leave a comment on what you learned from the story. I would love to hear from you. Do not forget to share the story with your friends and loved ones who also might enjoy this, just as you did. Please stick around this channel as I will be bringing more intriguing tales your way. Stay blessed and I'll see you soon. Bye.